So I don't really do much Dokkan on my channel, and if you guys remember, if probably not because there's only really 5 people who watch my channel. If you guys remember, I did a top 5 favorite mobile / gacha games not too long, about 2 months ago. I had put Dokkan as my #1 game, and it is still my #1 game. If I were to change that list, any Opera Omni would be 2nd, Danmachi would be 3rd, Duel Links would be 4th, and then One Piece Bounty Rush would take the 5th spot because fuck Naruto. I'm getting a little off track. Anyway, I don't really do much Dokkan because I'm usually really late on all the stuff, and by the time that I actually have enough stones or got enough stones to put together a decent summit video, time has passed, and I have a mediocre amount compared to everyone else. And it's not really that I want to compete with other people, it's mostly just for the fact that I'm like, why bother? You know what I mean? So I'm going to actually be doing something a little different, and I'm going to be going back to my top 5 days, and we're going to be doing top 5s for Dokkan. Starting off with my top 5 singular category teams, and the reason why I say singular category teams is because Gogeta and Broly just made their debut, which are our first dual category leads on Dokkan. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Even though I didn't pull either of the fuckers out of 13 multis, I still wanted to specify that because they are still dual category leads, and they are the best leads for those 2 categories, obviously. But I'm just going to talk about the singular category in the future as we get more dual category leads in the future. If we do, which we will be, I will probably do another video for that, like combination teams and whatnot. But we're going to stick with singular categories, and we're going to start off with my number 5 being the team that's been on the screen the longest. So if you haven't figured that out yet, I'm sorry. And that's going to be Katara. And the reason why Katara is my number 5 is because I've for a long time considered them pretty bland. And the only reason why I don't think they're all that bland anymore is because I threw in Kefla because I was screwing around one day, and Kefla made the team a whole lot better because she just added a little bit of flair fun. Outside of the typical counter multiple attacks hitting really hard, there wasn't really much different for the team. Outside of the usual staple units that you see everyone talking about. So Kefla really added a lot of flair to this team for me, and she doesn't really screw up the team as much as everyone seems to think she does. So I threw her on there. I've been having a blast with her ever since. She's a really good unit. I have 3 dupes for her, so I was like, why not? And just her addition to the team was able to bring her up into my top 5. And I love it. I love it a lot. What else can I say? The team is really great, and it's also very fun to see LR Vegito transform at the very rare and off chance that he does. Up next, on to number 4, is going to be movie bosses. As you can clearly see, I didn't pull Broly, but that's okay. The reason why this team really fascinates me as much as it does, because usually a leader is one of the harder hitters on the team, usually. But this time, the team is really centered around a support unit being the leader, and I like that a lot. That actually adds a lot of flair because now I can actually fill my team with hitters. Don't worry, Tech Golden Frieza will be replaced by Fizz Frieza once I actually regain some stamina so I can farm that event. I like that because now if I wanted to just bring another Turtle as friends, that's already 3 support units because of Fizz Golden Frieza, and then the rest I could just bring as hitters. And if you didn't pull Broly like I did, but you have LR Broly, Super Saiyan Broly does the job because he activates all of his links besides Fierce Battle, which your floater is always going to activate unless it's Fizz Golden Frieza, but his support makes up for it. I digress. The team is a lot of fun, and it lets me bring a lot of units that I love working with. Some of my favorites, such as Fizz Cooler and Strength Janemba. Absolute blast. I have not had a bad time with this team yet, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. On to number 3 is Androids, and Androids is the weakest category in the game. Just gonna put that out there right now, but I have a lot of fun with it because it's different. Every team has built-in crits. Every team has additional attacks. Every team has a transformation. Well, they have a transformation, but they do things a little differently. They're fucking tanky as hell. They heal all the damn time, and you never die. If you get below 70% health, you're doing something wrong with an Android team. Other than that, it's just not as good. I don't have the optimal team because I haven't pulled Android 16. Honestly, I don't want to pull Android 16 because I love the team as it is. This team is a blast. I love working with it. I love using it. There's nothing else to say. They don't do really really anything spectacular in the attacking department, but each and every one of these units hits for over 1 million. And I know a lot of people are going to be screaming at me when they see this video, well, why don't you have the Tech Easy A? Well, I'm sorry, I'm lazy. Tech cells came around, and I was lazy, I'm sorry. But a lot of these units are actually really easily attainable. If you didn't farm Int 21, that's your own fault. Strength 21 is in the general SSR pool. If you don't have Tech Cell by now, that's your own fault. He's been available plenty of times with the Red Dragonstone. So really all you have to do is grab Fizz Android 17 or Strength 21, and bam, there you go. You have a decent Androids team, because you also have the LR Androids, which again, if you don't have, that's your own fault. So the team is really easily accessible to a lot of players, and it's a lot of fun, and I haven't had a bad time with this team. I never really have a bad time. Top 5 favorite teams. Nothing really seems to go wrong with them unless the game's like, yeah, I'm just going to fuck your rotations entirely. On to number 2, Super Saiyan 3. I had pulled Bardock with the New Year's banner, and I just recently finished him, and oh my fool, I love this team so much. Each and every one of these units, besides GT Goku for obvious reasons, will be hitting for over 1.5 million. Regardless, it does not matter. This team hits so hard, they link so good, and it's nice to see a team full of long, blonde-haired, sparkly people. Besides Broly, he's different. I have been fooling around with transforming Goku 2 over Broly, but I did just recently pull a dupe for Broly, so Broly's on the team, and he's a lot of fucking fun. Just don't put him in a spot where you get hit, because that'll hurt. But anyway, have a lot of fun with this team. Int Super Saiyan 3 Bardock is my favorite unit in the game over any other unit, just because he's my favorite character and I love this man so much. So that's coming in at number 2. Love this team, and don't even get me started on God Tanks. The little motherfucker's a monster. And on to number 1 is Realm of Gods. Not just because of the fact that I have a rainbow UI Goku, which is glorious to look at. I love this team. I do, because there's so many things that you can do with this team. And even if you don't have Tech Vegito Blue, you can replace that with the LR Vegito, who works just as fine. The free-to-play units can literally fill half this team, and the new God units are added to the general SSR pool. They're not even optimal, they're just fun as hell to play. So if you don't have Strength rolls, if you don't have LR rolls, if you don't have Tech Vegito, you could still throw together a really good Realm of Gods team. It is phenomenal, and it's still always going to be just as much fun, even if you have the optimal team. This is literally the 3rd team I've been screwing around with. I replace units in and out all the time with this team. I love it so much. This is my go-to team to use on almost all events, just for fun, just for the shits and giggles. Even if I could just continuously use Super Saiyan 3 over and over, considering how rare it is to find Bardock, I would still go with this team. I always use it at least once on any run on Dokkan Defense that I'm grinding. I love this team. I can't say much more because I love this team. Alright, so that'll do that. I'll probably be doing more top 5s in the future. I'm going to leave the next one as a surprise for the 5 people who watch my channel. I'm going to keep making that joke. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.